Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt Miller from Cincinnati, Ohio. My background is in manufacturing, and I have the great honor of welcoming you all to our Sunday night Success Partners International Team Zoom with our training tonight. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you for being on this call. We all know that success begins with showing up, and you have all done so. So with that, I'm going to start our call, as we do all of our calls, with our signature message. So we can all say this together. I am part of a growing team of entrepreneurs with a shared mission to protect and empower 2 million new families and small business owners with Legal Shield's network of law firms and world-class identity theft services. What we do matters, and we are looking for help. It's important for all of us to memorize this and personalize it so we can use it in bits and pieces when it's appropriate in conversation. And with that, I have the great honor and privilege to turn over our Sunday night Team Zoom to an author, a speaker, a coach, and just an awesome person all the way around. Lynn Schuessler-Williams, the call is yours.
Thank you so much, Matt Miller. What an awesome job you do checking us all in. Appreciate you. And, you know, stories, I get to be your story facilitator tonight. And I'm really excited because stories are the lifeblood of our business. And so we have a couple of great stories, and I'm going to go out to someone who I am very grateful for. Anytime I get to share a platform with Lee Perry, it's a good day. She's in Evansville, Indiana, and let's hear about a member perk story. Lee, take it away.
Thanks so much, Lynn. And Mike Cotmell, I think you're sharing your screen, so you need to unshare your screen, Mike. But welcome to the call. It's his first time on the call, everybody. I'm super excited. I got a text from one of my members, and to get my attention, he said, is my Legal Shield updated? I'm in jail. And I said, what? And he wrote back and said, no, what I want to do is tell you thank you so much. I used my member perks, and I'm looking for the text so I can tell you exactly what he said. He said, I used my member perks and saved $500 on a rental car. It was 50% off. I said, oh my gosh, how long are you renting? He said, a week, but we were able to upgrade all the way from economy to a suburban. It paid for 2 years of my membership. Thank you again for introducing me to Legal Shield. I'll never be without it. Back to you, Lynn.
Wow, Lee, what a great member perk story. You know, anytime we can hear those stories that we can then take and share, it's so phenomenal. And that's a great one. Love that. And next, I'm going to go up to the Chicago, Illinois market to Mr. Jason Wardell. He has a business success story about a new associate using the system. Love that. Let's hear it, Jason.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lynn. Jason Wardell here, Chicago, Illinois, background, military and retail management. And I have a success story with a new business partner. Her name is Vera Tucker. Vera, if you can unmute your speaker. Can you hear me okay? Vera, if you're there, go ahead and unmute your line. But while she's on doing that, just wanted to share with you all what happened. So I did the welcome call. Folks, do welcome calls whenever you bring on new associates. Mr. Halligan encouraged her to set up her private Zoom. And she did that. And this past Thursday, we had a private Zoom with Miss Vera Tucker. She had 11 guests on the line from 4 different states. Mr. Timmer Halligan crushed the presentation as always. And as a result, Ms. Vera Tucker, once the membership process, her business partner process, she'll officially be a senior associate, fast start qualified senior associate, her first week in the business. So truly excited, folks. Use private Zooms to get folks launched in your business. It's the easiest, most effective way to get people paid and promoted, especially with all the bonuses that we have on the table right now. Ms. Tucker, are you there yet? She's new, y'all. She wasn't able to jump on, but we'll definitely have her on. You'll be hearing from her for many years to come. Back to you, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you, and congratulations on working the system and working your business, growing your business. And with that, folks, I have the great pleasure of going out to a gentleman who is a leader among leaders, a coach to all of us and to many others beyond this team. He is a ring earner and a Millionaire Club member, Mr. Timmer Halligan. The call is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn. Appreciate you. And Steve, appreciate you with a little John Lennon to kick us off tonight. And congratulations. I just saw that it was the 9-year anniversary for yourself and Linda. So congratulations. And, you know, what's so great is I look through the participants tonight on the call, and I'm going through and I see people that are, you know, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 15 years, 23 years with Legal Shield. And I saw that Jason highlighted Miss Vera Tucker here just a few minutes ago. And she did a tremendous job, you know, on getting her Zoom organized the other night in just a very, very short period of time. And this is what it really got me to think about is it's pretty easy. You don't need anything more than about 24 hours to be able to invite folks. And guess what? The last 48 hours, we have had our international convention. You know, we were supposed to be in Charlotte. And of course, because of the pandemic and restrictions and everything else that's going on, we were virtual, and we had several thousand individuals that were on that Zoom, live stream this weekend for just an incredible, incredible convention. And this is one of my favorite calls of the year. Twice a year, we get together and we get to recap and talk about the convention. And here's one thing I can tell you is when you leave a convention, you're always filled with energy. And the key thing, and we heard it over and over and over again this weekend, was to be consistent. And so tonight what we're going to do is we are going to open up the lines and we're going to talk about a key point or something that you gathered or a favorite speaker that you had or something you really enjoyed about the convention. And I know there were some supplemental classes and other things that were going on, so feel free to share that. I heard Melissa Wilder just did a tremendous small biz presentation, I believe, on Thursday night. But we're going to start out right now going to some of our ring earners and get a sense of what they gathered from this event. So let's go out to the Ohio marketplace, and Mr. Ron Chambers would love to get your feedback on this weekend's convention.
Wow. Hey, thanks, Timmer. I wasn't expecting you to go out to me so quickly, but thank you. I appreciate you. It was an incredible conference. You know, it's amazing what the company does and how they put these things together, you know, almost seamlessly, you know, because some of that stuff is recorded and they, you know, then they weave it. Somebody's doing a great job at all the editing. It's fabulous. And there's so much good, rich content from the weekend. I wanted to just share one thing with you that really struck me. You know, there's a lot of training outside of Legal Shield that we can go get, you know, that can help us. Personal development books we read and so forth, and maybe other things we attend. But Legal Shield's really good at bringing in people to really pour into us. And they did that again this time with, you know, Don Yeager. And then they went beyond what you would expect and just having him there and, you know, training or teaching or whatever by putting together a book with him for us in a Legal Shield Leadership University. It's just amazing that they're doing all of that, you know, for us. And we're not paying for that. It's just, that's just what they do to pour into us to help us grow. And I want to mention one more thing, and then I'm going to let somebody else talk, Timmer. I'll turn it back to you. But in his talk, he mentioned the 4 threads of greatness, right? And I just want to briefly mention those. Number 1, greatness is available to all of us if you're willing to do common things uncommonly well. Is that wisdom or great advice? Number 2, it's not about physical aptitude. It's about mental, emotional, and spiritual discipline. We all know that's true already, but he just affirmed it. Number 3 was greatness requires proper nutrition. And we're not talking about just food. We're talking about what we listen to, what we watch, right? What we read and who we surround ourselves with. And then number 4, the 4th thread of greatness is that They're committed to growing themselves. And I heard John Hoffman quote this on the Shield Nation call. He said that, you know, the direct selling industry is really a personal development business with an excuse to sell a product or service. And I thought that was kind of interesting because all the great companies have a lot of personal development. So I could go on, Mr. Halligan, but I'm going to turn it back to you. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thanks so much. I thought I'd throw you off guard there and go to you first, but knowing that you're a musician, you probably had to impromptu a few times. So thanks so much for kicking us off tonight. And now what I'm going to do is open up. I'll go to some various ring earners throughout tonight's Zoom, but what I'd like to do is open up the lines for those that would, like to speak about something that they gathered from the event. And if you want to go ahead and put in the chat that you want to speak, I can go out to you. But right now we'll start out just opening up the Zoom lines. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's go in an orderly fashion. And let's go ahead and share something that you gained from this weekend's event. Who'd like to go next?
Hey, Timmer, Jason Wardell here. I'll go ahead and go first. Chicago, Illinois, background military. The thing that I got from it, more importantly, was from our Platinum Council members, John and Darcy. They talked about the posture that you must have when it comes to wealth. When you go and you're doing business and you're dealing with banks and you're dealing with investments, those people are trying to win your business, not the other way around. So they have to tell you what they're going to do for you when it comes to the wealth that you're amassing in this business. So I thought that was very, very smart. It's one thing to know how to make money, but it's another thing to know how to manage the money you're making. Back to you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate that. And congratulations, 2 months in a row as senior director and on your way to executive director this month. Who else would like to share? I know, Robert Bagley, you said that you had a comment, so I'll go to you. And somebody else be ready on deck after Mr. Bagley finishes. Bridget,
Yes,
you'll go next.
Good evening, everybody. The thing that impressed me was the stories that Mr. Yeager told about two people I'd never heard of. Warwick Dunn, who sounds much like me, 5'8" and 170 pounds, a little heavier maybe. And the wonderful things that he did, not only on the football field, but also in his life. And he wove that in to his fourth threads of greatness. And the other one was a ball player I'd never heard of, Sven something or other. And these people are unsung heroes. And it just goes to show that any of us can be that. Back to you, Timmer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And yeah, Warwick Dunn is an incredible individual, both on the field and off the field, building houses and putting families in them, and really just carrying a torch that he had for his mother, who was unfortunately murdered during a bank robbery or something along those lines. Powerful story. And, the story about Sven Nader, coming in and playing basketball under John Wooden, and John Wooden just basically saying, hey, listen, your role is you're going to be a practice player, and your role is going to be to help our top guy, Bill Walton, be able to continue to succeed. And of course, his story about beating Michael Jordan one-on-one in basketball, that was unbelievable. I was thoroughly impressed with Mr. Yeager. I had not heard him before, wasn't sure what to expect, but I'll be definitely going back and listening to that a second time. And I think Bridget Paquette Parker said she was able to share as well. So Bridget, go ahead. Somebody else be on deck.
Don Yeager said, be a river, not a reservoir. And one of the comments that he said was, the more we build ourselves, the more we want to help others. And that means serving. And serving means stories, example, resolve, vision, and encourage others. Back to you, Timmer.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Again, great comments. I know somebody else is prepared to share. So who'd like to go next?
Hey, Timmer Lee Perry, Evansville, Indiana, and Aaron Browning just knocked my socks off, man. He and Rob and April Hurst and the other two folks that he interviewed just broke it down and said, here's how you do it. 4 combo plans, 3 associates, 7 managers, and your ED. Back to you.
That is excellent. Yes, Aaron Browning did a fantastic training. Who else would like to share? Got 40-something folks on here.
Yeah, it's Jane Lehman, Bernie, Texas. And as I told some of my other teammates, I went into this convention very strangely. I couldn't stay focused. I wasn't glued to my screen like I was back in April. But the more I hear, the more I'm listening to everyone, I am so excited now to go back and watch these things. I did love Don Yeager. I loved hearing Cliff Malloy talk about integrity. That's something that's very close to me, and a lot of the other things. But there were times when I got up and I was doing the dishes when I should have been paying attention, and I know I missed a lot. I'm just being real here. So I can't wait to go back and really take notes this time. So thanks.
That is awesome. Mr. Cliff Malloy, received a check last week as a bonus for $200,000. That is in one check. He's part of Shield Nation, our organization. And he said a great thing. And I had written down this quote. He said, we are the sum of choices that we make every day. And obviously he made some great choices. He's now a $400,000 income earner. Walked into last week, or actually even a few weeks earlier, it was $150,000, and now he's at $400,000. So thanks so much for those comments. Who else would like to share? Talking about this weekend's event.
Timmer, Steve Beck. The thing that hit me the hardest really was Alex Shahid's testimony. When he talked about a point at which he and his wife were so broke that his dad gave him a credit card so he could go out and buy groceries. Now, time-wise, that was right about at the same point of his career as as Linda and I are at now. Now, we're not quite that desperate, but we'd like to be doing a lot better. 2 years later, Alex is a $200,000 ring earner. And I thought about it and I thought, well, if he can do it, why can't we? And we will.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Alex is such a great young man, and him and I have had many, many conversations. I can appreciate some of the things that he went through, but he rebounded, came back, and never lost sight of the vision. So thanks so much, Steve. And again, congratulations to you and Linda, 9 years with the business. Who else would like to share?
Sure, Timmer. I want to reflect on what Steve said, because I absolutely loved what Alex said, and I related really well. Alex and I are very, very similar age range, college backgrounds, everything, and everything he has said really hit home. My husband actually walked away from his 6-figure income this year, and I've looked around a few times going, how are we going to make ends meet? What are we going to do? And that's some of the background that some of you guys didn't hear of why I've hit senior director and why I'm still going. And so seeing that from Alex, it gives me hope to know that even though I've been in the company for 10 years and I can do it too. He can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely. Appreciate those comments. Thank you so much, Danny. Who else would like to share?
Hey, Timmer, Lynn Schuessler Williams here, Louisville, Kentucky. And I want to recognize our own Sheila Bird. She was part of the presentations on Thursday at the Ladies of Justice Breakout and just did a phenomenal job, and just so proud of having her as part of this team because she's amazing. Back to you.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that.
Excellent.
You're amazing. She was also outstanding in her part too. So it was all teamwork. Thank you so much, Lynn.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and go out to ring earners Carlos and Sheila Bird. I would love to hear your feedback from this weekend's event.
All right. Thank you so much, Timmer. I tell you, I don't know if I can have enough time to even say everything that I would love to say about this convention. It was outstanding. And the whole principle of it, it was built on the whole you, the spiritual, the emotional you, along with the steps and the practices that we take. So it really addressed and it touched the inner you and the thought processes, the mindset that you have going into your business, and it helped you to understand that you can succeed. You know, I am created to succeed. That's one of my affirmations that I've added, because you know, this is what we were taught in the messages. And I love the one thing that Darnell Self said. He said, it's not what you leave to people, it's what you leave in people. So to me, that's so profound, because those steps that we take, what we do there, it leaves that impression and people remember that impression. So, you know, the whole event was outstanding, and it's just so much that can be shared. But I'm gonna go out to Carlos. I see he's on, so he can share a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, Timmer, for going out. I appreciate you and everybody else. You know, I don't want to recap what everybody said, but I can tell you what this conference done for us. And you know, it's important for us to be on these conferences because they mean so much. Not only do you get the learnings and teachings from some of the ring earners, but it's an inspiration. It inspired me to get back to some of the basic things that we used to do, that we was having success. And as you hear from those ring earners and actually see the success that they're having, you look at like, wow, what did I miss out on? So it inspired me to, you know, get back on that horse and start running again, because they are living proof that things can happen, especially with the bonus money. This company has really, you know, built up to where we see it now. Even during this COVID-19, it's better than it's ever been before. I never, in the beginning when it hit people, you know, we had some folks that panicked and thought that everything was going to decrease, but in all actuality, it increased. You know, so that got everybody back to moving and shaking. So definitely we want to be in the movers and shakers. So I'm excited all over again, and appreciate you to give me a chance to speak.
Absolutely appreciate you. And you know, one of the things that Marty Wynn said this weekend, he said, leaders don't quit, they adjust. And, you know, you said a very important thing there. You said you saw a lot of people that panicked and weren't sure, but then there was a lot of people that said, hey, I got nothing to lose. Let's go full speed. And that's why Legal Shield has produced more ring earners since the pandemic than we did the previous year, which was a record year. So thanks so much for those comments. Somebody else want to share talking about this weekend's convention?
Timmer, Ted Wilson, Louisville, Tennessee. I saw something toward the end, a little sign that said ASAP, always stop and pray. And what a way to put it right out in front. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's one thing we can always count on with our company, is they will definitely bring in some prophetic statements like that, and always wanting to do what's right ethically, morally. So who else would like to share next? Talking about this weekend's convention. I love one of the things that Mark Riches said this weekend, and Jason Wardell and I were talking about that. And he said the greatest happiness in life comes in finding the right balance. And that's one thing that Legal Shield gives you the ability to do, is to have balance in your life, to have the time to do the things that you should be doing. So appreciate everybody who's talked so far. We got time for a few more. Who'd like to go next? I heard Linda Beck said she will speak.
Yes, hi. I was on the LOJ training and watched the whole convention, and I was amazed at how well we did, even compared to April. And one of the things that really touched me was that, and they mentioned this in LOJ, it was all the new people, all the new members, all the new committee members that were doing the trainings, and how many new leaders we have that were doing the trainings, and they did a great job. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much. And, that's the thing is we're consistently developing and we're seeing all kinds of emerging new leaders. And, how many times have you all said to yourself or even asked yourself the question or made the statement that, I want to speak at one of these events? See, that's where the leaders are doing, is stepping up and getting in out there and saying, I want to be the person doing the talking. And there's so many qualified people on this team. And I want you to set your sights on, if that's something you want to do, the world is your oyster on that one. So thanks so much, Linda. Anybody else want to share talking about this weekend's event?
Real quick, one more time, real quick, Timmer. The leadership university that they just announced that we're going to be moving into, I can't stress enough how important that is, because we all know that regardless of the vehicle we have, how successful that vehicle becomes is heavily predicated on how great your leadership is, your ability to lead. The higher your leadership lid, the greater success you'll have. And so for the company to recognize that and to put that together for us to take advantage of is huge. For somebody like me who comes from the military and Marine Corps world, I know without a shadow of a doubt that that is a quintessential component for us to go from where we are to where we're trying to go. Back to you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate those comments. And, again, the Legal Shield University, the Leadership University, I am excited for that. Not even knowing what it was going to be, I just signed up, because anytime that you can have 25 weeks or so of the best training you for $200, I mean, that's one membership sale that you can get better at when all is said and done. So appreciate those comments, Jason. Anybody else want to share talking about the event this weekend?
Carol Asher, Gregory, Michigan, real estate investor. And I was really impressed with Jackie Cote. She did the lead by communication segment. And if any of you have a chance to go back and listen to that again, it was phenomenal. She just had so much to say in such a short period of time. And I have to get a shout out to John Drennan. The similarities in what we went through at Summer Blast and what we went through with a leadership conference are amazingly close. So we may have had a mini Summer Blast and a major leadership conference, but it's been great to have them both this past summer and fall. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much. And yes, I agree. The conversation that the Cotais had about communication was super important, really opened my eyes up to a variety of different things. And folks, we're going to go probably a couple minutes over tonight. So who'd like to share next? All right. Well, listen, if we've got nobody else that wants to share, I'm going to go out to Mr. John Drennan to give his insights, as he's in his 23rd year now and probably been to 40 plus conventions. Mr. Drennan, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, Timmer, thanks so much. And first of all, kudos to Steve Beck for kicking this off. If you didn't get on early, we start these Sunday and Wednesday night Zooms with 10 minutes of music. And I love the John Lennon appreciation tonight. That was awesome, Steve. And then Lynn Schuster Williams facilitating two powerful stories. And, stories are where it's at, as we heard all weekend. The story of the gentleman using perks and saved 2 years worth of membership fees with one use of perks. I hope y'all heard that story, because you can start using it. You can say to people when you get to the perks is that I just heard a story where one of our members literally paid for his membership for 2 years with one interaction with member perks. And then Jason, just kudos on building the business and your new associate and her advancing. So college credit. I really believe that this last couple of days was worth a semester of what you would compare to college credit. You know, when you think about our collection of speakers, first of all, from the corporate world, Jeff Bell and everything he's done. John Addison, who was CEO of Primerica and now, you know, is author and trainer and coach and on our board of directors. I mean, these are major successes in the corporate world. And then Dan Yeager, Don Yeager rather, who wrote for Sports Illustrated, has authored over 30 books. Here's one of them that I'll come back to. And I just finished this today. It's an easy read, a fun read. The stories are phenomenal. But then in our business, not just in Legal Shield, but in network marketing, Brian Crothers, Darnell Self, John and Darcy Hoffman, these are icons in the industry. And then, and by the way, all the people I've mentioned, you'd pay hundreds, if not thousands, to go to a day and hear them. You'd pay hundreds to go and hear them for an hour. And we paid, what, 99 bucks or less to hear all of these people. And then our law firms being represented and getting to see them get the awards and hearing their comments about the practice of Legal Shield and countless other trainers. So yeah, we all deserve some kind of college credit, the value of a weekend. And we always talk about success begins with showing up. And, you know, the bigger the event, the more significant that is. And then back the buggy up to Thursday, that LOJ event was phenomenal. That event by itself was worth the cost of admission, and it's been said already, but big time congratulations to Sheila Bird and Lynn Schuessler Williams, both on that committee, both contributed enormously to that. So, but I want to highlight two announcements, and Ron Chambers mentioned it, Jason mentioned it. Number one is the Leadership University. You know, it's $299. But if you attended the event, one thing you got was the price point of $198. And so I hope you got the information on where to text the word leader so you can become a part of that in 2 payments of $99, covers your $198. That's for 25 weeks of leadership training. And by the way, if you miss the event, you can still attend the training for $299. But one of the things is the first 500 who register, and I assume there's been at least 500 by now, but Don Yeager, and along with Legal Shield, has rewritten this book called, this is called Greatness, the 16 Characteristics of True Champions. Well, the book we have now is the Greatness, the 16 Characteristics of Legal Shield Champions, and it's written just for us, so I hope you're part of that 500. But whether you are or not, that leadership training, you talk about college credit, that'll be like a 4-year degree in leadership. Secondly, is that they extended the October Manager Madness. And think about this. You start a new associate in the month of October, they've got 45 days to achieve manager. Now, they can do that on their own with 400 premium. Or they can do it with a team with 400 premium and 3 associates. And they attend fast start training within 45 days. That's $1,000 bonus. You know, a lot of people get in this business to see if they can make a few hundred a month. That's $1,000 paid upfront in bonus money. And if you're the sponsor, you match a portion of that. So that they extended that. So that means any associate who comes on board between October 1 and October 31st enters that program to earn $1,000 within their first 45 days, and you get the $750 match. So I want to start to wrap up with this. You know, we all, if we were part of the training, we heard different stories, and how, you know, we heard about Alex Shahid tonight and how it took a while for him to really get it going. Well, in finishing Don Yeager's book this morning, at the very back of the book, there are quotes from various leaders. I want y'all to listen to this quote. You can't go back and make a brand new start. You cannot go back and make a brand new start. But you can start now and make a brand new end. And I just think that's so powerful, because there's people right now listening to me, and me as well, who can look at, okay, I'm going to restart. in order to create a whole new end, a whole new legacy. And keep in mind, you know, in this business, it's not about starting, it's about finishing. We've all been starters, but let's have finishers. And so that came from that book. And the last thing I have, Timmer, and I'll go back to you, is we got a special video tonight. And when we get around to that, to end tonight, pay attention to the 7-year-old girl's eyes and focus and connectedness as you watch that video. Back to you, Timmer.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Drennan. Truly appreciate your leadership and truly appreciate everyone that contributed tonight. I mean, you know, what a no better time to have a convention than with, you know, pretty much 90 days left in 2020. You know, we are in these times right now that people are really looking, you know, right now you think about these bonuses, and Mr. Drennan talked about the manager bonus of $1,000 being extended. You know, I was thinking about this. So, you know, about 45 days in, they've picked up about $2,000 with the manager bonus, as well as with, you know, the senior associate bonus plus the commissions. And then you're heading into that senior manager bonus of another $1,000. You know, listen, what better way to finish out the year, fund a Christmas for yourself and your family, do something special for yourself and your spouse as we close out 2020. Legal Shield's giving it to us. What they're saying is not only if the person who gets the bonus, but the person who helps the person to get the bonus. The sponsor gets that matching bonus that goes along with it, $750 when they earn $1,000. So what a tremendous call. And now I'm going to take the call and turn it back over to Miss Lynn Schuster-Williams to close us out.
Thank you so much, Mr. Halligan. Thank you to everyone who contributed tonight. What a fantastic call. I'm fired up all over again about this weekend. And just so you know, I'm putting in to the chat one more time how to sign up for that Leadership University. And if you are wondering whether it's still time to do that, there's plenty of time. I just did it and it worked. So there you go. So our announcements are just reminders, really. You know, we want to be plugged in. When we come out of an event like this, it's more important than ever to be plugged in. So you're doing it right now by being on this call. We also have a Wednesday team training Zoom that is at 9:20 is check-in. So at 9:10 Eastern, 8:10 Central, we come on and start the music. And we start check-in at 20 after the hour, and the call starts on the half hour. And so, you know, be sure you're checking your email today. You got a newsletter. The Leadership Show is a weekly thing. It happens at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night, repeated at 11 a.m. Eastern Monday morning, and available on live stream already in between. It's great to be plugged into the Team Ascent Facebook group. That's where our team does communications and posts for each other and reminders and things like that. The Ladies of Justice Facebook group is another great place to be plugged in for resources and things going on. And of course, the most important resource for our team is the successpartnerscalendar.com. Again, you just go in your web browser to successpartnerscalendar.com, and that is our team calendar. Alice Engelhart, thank you so much for all you do for all of us to keep that calendar up to date and current. Alice is also the person to get to if you have stories to share on the Sunday team call, like you heard Lee and Jason sharing stories tonight. So we absolutely want membership stories and member perk stories and recruiting stories and rank advancement stories and stories about trainings. So be sure to get with Alice, whose contact information is on that team calendar at successpartnerscalendar.com. A huge resource to remember is that every weekday, Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We have Zooms that we are putting on for you by the leadership of your team to invite guests to hear about our membership overview at 12:30. And then at 8, it's the membership and business overview. So be sure you're utilizing these done for you great presentations. And then I think I already said Wednesday training Zoom. So be sure you're there. Ladies of Justice also has great resources for all of us and presentations on Tuesday and Saturday, trainings on Wednesday night. Hope you'll join us. Thanks so much, everybody, again, for a great call. Thanks for sticking with us for some, we went over a little bit tonight, but we appreciate each and every one of you being here. Bye-bye for now.